All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Power Comics YouTube channel. It's been a decade, but I'm here. I'm Evan Husney, and of course, we got our head researcher, Gabian Ruben Deichel. What's going on, Gabe? Welcome back. Where you been?
What's up, man? Where have I been? Where's anyone been? Actually, no, you've been everywhere. I've been MIA for sure. I've been in a hole.
You've been on
an
a spirit
upstate hole.
Yeah, you've been on an upstate hole on a spirit journey, but we got you back, and we're here to look at something really special, which I'm very excited about, because I have held this comic hostage from a friend of mine. Again, I do not own this, but he lent it to me. I was going to ask. Yeah, he didn't.
This is a tough one to find, my man.
He did, but I have a good friend. Shout out Jason Hamlin, if you're listening. A lot of folks refer to him as the retailer of the stars, the comic retailer to the stars. But Jason Hamlin let me borrow what we're looking at tonight, which of course is Ebon, right? Ebon, is that what we're going to call it? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evan with a B.
Okay, Ebon. Issue number 1, an underground comic. Most notably, is the first black superhero in his own title. So that is what the claim to fame of this book is. Obviously,
right? Because
yes,
Black Panther was late 60s, right? You know more than I do.
Yeah, Black Panther debuted in like 1966, right? And of course,
but he wasn't like a leading character. Is that the idea? He
debuted in the Fantastic Four series. Sort of started out as maybe a villain, but then sort of became a superhero, but was never in his own title series until the 70s. So Ebon predates all of that. So this is the first black superhero in its own series, which is very unique, and what gives it this pedigree. And this is from 1970. And we're talking San Francisco underground comics, right at the height of that. And apparently, I just read this. I didn't know this exactly, but there's only 100 issues, 100 copies of this book.
Oh, wow.
Out there. So
I read that the last thing I read was they didn't know how many were printed, but 100, that's nuts.
Yeah, sorry for the glare here. But yeah, 100 copies of this allegedly out there. Maybe if someone knows better, they can chime in the comments and correct us. But what's really interesting, check this out. And we're going to get into the backstory, of course. But a graded copy of this book sold last year. It was a 9.6 graded copy, so near mint. Guess how much?
10,000.
Pretty good guess.
Really?
$8,400 for a near mint copy of this. So this is a very sought after, very rare book. I better get this back to my friend as soon as possible. Sorry, I've had it for like 2 years, but we're going to talk about it tonight. And I'm very excited because, we're sort of spotlighting it here, I think, on the Power Comics channel because it is amateur. It's not that it's self-published because it is sort of under that, San Francisco comic scene, the underground comic scene. So it is technically independently published, but it's definitely by a mostly self-taught artist, and we'll get into that. But
also,
go ahead.
Even in the context of underground comics, it's such a weird thing to be publishing the superhero comic. True. Printed alongside of like R. Crumb and all these other dick obsessed guys, and
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I'm going to make a black superhero comic. And I'm going
to
do it pretty competently. It's a very power comic, man.
It is. It's awesome. It's really awesome. The first time I laid eyes on it was at my friend Jason. He has a booth at a lot of the comic shows that I attend, and I saw it up there on his wall, this very copy, and was like, what the fuck is that? And I had him take it down, and I was thumbing through it, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. I'm going to throw this up on the channel because it was just unbelievable. And I've been sitting on it forever. So let's get into it.
Yeah, I will say, before we get into it, the first time I saw it was years ago. And I mean, I knew nothing about it, just in doing research, because we do have a lot of black, Afrocentric power comics that we really haven't tapped into.
I know we should.
And I think this is a great launching
Yes.
point for if we do want to do any more of these, because they are amazing. I mean, I actually think that they are
some of the most
really interesting,
Yeah.
but they are kind of their own
Yeah,
thing.
for sure.
So I'm really excited to talk about this one.
Totally. Yeah. So, real quick before we get into the issue, just a couple things of the backstory of this book I thought was very interesting to mention. So, the creator, Larry Fuller, is who we're talking about. This is the man who wrote and illustrated this book. It was published by the San Francisco Comic Book Company, which was a store, arguably one of the first comic book stores in America, which is very interesting. And this is back in 1970. Okay, so and Larry Fuller was one of the 3 prominent black artists in the scene, in the underground San Francisco scene. Of course, him and Grass Green. You've heard that name before, because our boy Bill W. Miller published Grass Green comics into the 80s.
That's right.
Yeah, just crazy. And Ray Horn. So, but also, so Larry Fuller is credited here as creating, the first black superhero to star in his own comic, but also he published the first gay comic book called Gay Heartthrobs, which we need a copy of, and which is amazing. And from what I saw, I don't think he himself was gay, but I think he tapped into that for this, for that book, because I think he said something later down the line.
He's definitely black, right?
Yes, he is. But he wanted more people from the gay community to be making gay comic books. But he is responsible for one of the first gay comics, which is amazing too. Quick backstory on him: he grew up in New Orleans in the 50s. He grew up as a huge science fiction fan, reading Jules Verne, H.G. Wells, Asimov, etc. He went into the military in the late 50s, was in the Air Force in North Dakota, near where we grew up. And in his spare time, he would be sketching superheroes in his notebook. And when he was out of the Army, he came back to San Francisco, where his mom was living. And that's when the underground comic scene was all the rage. And he went to Gary Arlington's San Francisco Comic Book Company store. So that's what I was saying. One of the first comic book stores in the country, and was the hub, the epicenter for that movement. So Larry would talk about the first time he went in there, he met Robert Crumb, and he met people like that. And he became like a regular, and he became a friend of the owner of the store. And that guy, the guy who owned it, Gary Arlington, said to him, "Hey, would you be interested in creating a black superhero, so we could publish?" And Fuller, was super into the idea. He agreed, but he began to search for a professional artist to draw this story that he wanted to tell of Ebon, right? But he was unable to find anyone to draw it for him. So this is where the Power Comics determination comes in. Instead of giving up, he used his GI Bill to attend art school in order to draw this.
Amazing.
Which is incredible. But his only ambition, I believe, was just to create storyboards for sketches of what he wanted this comic to eventually be. But he showed the storyboards to Gary Arlington, and Gary said, we'll publish it as it is. Perfect. Which I agree, because I love the art style in this book. I'm very jelly of the art style in this book. I wish I could draw like this. I just love the style and like the authenticity of it and the feeling of it. It's incredible. It's so Power Comics, and I love it.
It's so far beyond storyboards. That's an amazing revelation. It's really, I mean, it is pretty. I don't want to say it's some of it's rough, but it is really well thought out and dynamic and composed really well. So
it is.
It's not just directions for someone else. It holds up. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, all right. So let's take a look here at the cover. Obviously, I mean,
that is the power neck right there.
I know.
Off-center power neck.
Obviously, that's exactly what I zeroed in on is when I first held this in my hands, was like, that neck is looking real good for us. But it's great. I mean, again, something I think there's like 4 pages or maybe 6 pages in this comic that have the second color. It is a black and white comic, but it also has this yellow third color that's kind of used kind of in the same way that like Ken Landgraf uses red in the second issue of New York City Outlaws. Really cool. That also caught my eye when I was flipping through it. So we'll point that out when we get it. But yeah, Spearhead Comics, and then of course the San Francisco, the SF comic book underground insignia up here, and just awesome, right? I mean, love the
the logo
skyline.
is the spearhead. I see the spearhead. What is next to the spearhead there?
It looks like a spearhead.
But what's to the?
I don't know. A shadowy
butt plug. I don't know
figure?
What that is. Is that a guy?
I don't know what that. It could be. I don't know.
It's cool. I like
it. Is
that.
Cool. It is cool.
Logo.
Yeah, it's cool. I love this too. I love the Ebon lettering here for the title. Hand lettered titles are just the best in Power Comics. You know, just freeballing it. It's
and
awesome.
This print quality. This is like newsprinty.
Yes, it's
like
very newsprinty. Very and that's the other thing. It feels like you're almost flipping through a newspaper. And because it it's a newsprint cover. I mean, it doesn't really have like a harder cover. And the other thing about it too that I've noticed that there's other like maybe there was a second printing of this, like a lot of the underground comics, because I've seen editions out there that people have for sale on eBay or whatever that are almost like a fold out newspaper version. You know how some of the underground comics were folded?
Yeah.
And
there are. The research that I ended up doing was a couple of years ago, 2 guys with a collective called, was it Black Kirby? Did you read about this? They
kind briefly.
of made a sequel.
Yes,
I
saw
that. They did a very Power Comics thing and found this guy and then collaborated with him to make a sequel that looks really kind of faithful to the original.
Yeah, sure. Because as we'll see,
so that's what I was finding.
And as we'll see with this issue, this is like origin story, like most Power Comic sort of one shots that didn't get a second issue. It's like the story of how the dude gets his powers, and then that's it. You never see where it goes from there, which I love about this. So just super cool. Just so much to dive into with this book, but I think we should just get right in.
Great pose. Love that pose.
Me too.
The hand above the head. What's going on there?
It's awesome. The whole thing's great. Obviously written, created by someone who grew up loving comics, and that superhero comics, and that comes through with this. And as you said, it's so unique coming from an underground comics publisher. So, all right, here we go. So Ebon in Birth of a Hero, right away, like when I saw this opening page, I was just like, my jaw kind of hit the floor because I just love the look of this so much. It does feel like one of those 80s Power Comics, like just again, like freehand street drawn. I love it so much.
Yeah, very.
The trash cans, the crosshatch shading here. It's like pen too. It just looks like ballpoint pen, it's great. Or a thin marker, I guess. Yeah. Awesome. And of course, this is the introduction to, this is a ghetto. People live here. Poor people, mostly poor black people. Life is at best a struggle. Down these mean streets, a discerning eye will find that struggle greatly exaggerated. Joy, sorrow, love, hate, bias, and brotherhood will all be found here in each of their multifaceted concepts. But that same eye, if it truly discerning be, right? If it truly discerning be, shall also unveil. And that's a great cliffhanger to the next page, which is amazing. So good. And we're seeing here poverty, filth, despair, fear, descent, and finally, love the cliffhanger on silhouette shadow over a grave site. It's awesome. And of course, it's going to be death is the next page. But just anything to say about these pages here? I mean,
look at those kissable lips there.
Here, yeah, totally how I draw.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely just pulling photo references here, but kind of he's got his own composition really kind of figured out here, which is cool.
Yes,
like he's using good references. He's not just like
totally
copy pasted from a magazine. It's like
no way,
and the weird askew angles, and it's cool.
It's really cool. I also love the choice here, like just this like light fixture with just the bulb hanging out. Like there's no fixture over it, just the bulb there is a great choice. And the crudeness of his art style, I think, just adds to the emotion of these drawings and the feeling of this book. Like it goes so hand in hand because it's so DIY. It feels like it's coming straight from the heart, which I love. So just awesome.
I mean, we were talking about drawing hands for a second there. Look at that. Zoom in on Descent. Look at that claw.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Love it. All right. So then we get here. It looks like there's some sort of screen tone action, I think, that he's using here too, right? Isn't that what that is? Or is that just gray wash?
Yeah, it's definitely no, because look at how it's spliced in there too.
Oh, you're right.
Chunks.
Yeah, you're right. Right. Grievous death is the last thing. So then we see a scene here introducing this character, Valentine Jones, I believe is his name, right? And he's grieving from the loss of his mother, who's been brutally killed. And so then he has a friend here. I don't know what the relationship is that this guy has to him.
I don't think it's ever explained, probably.
Well, he says, yeah. Okay, so this character, something like that. He goes, there are no words to describe the pain and grief you feel now, Valentine, but all the grief in this world won't bring Cecilia back to it, my son. I don't know if is that his dad? I don't know. Or just
no, because he keeps talking about how alone he is,
Oh, right. True.
Oh, I think he's a priest. I think he's a pastor.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Doi. And he goes, I still can't believe it, Reverend. She didn't deserve to die like that, so violently, so totally uncalled for. And then the priest, death has many forms, none of them popular. To choose the manner of one's end is favor often sought, but seldom won. Now come, you must rest. But Mama was such a nice, kind woman. If there were more like her, she wouldn't be buried right now. Love that.
That background is so fucking cool.
It is
so
cool.
Weird.
It's very trippy. Yeah, for sure. And then Valentine, I guess you're right. I am tired, but I dread going back to that house alone. It seems so empty. I had anticipated such feelings, my son. My housekeeper has fixed up a spare room. It's not much, but you're welcome. Okay. Like that too. Just drawing silhouette,
Right.
Just to, and then little hits of tone here too. Yeah, see, that's interesting. So he must have learned that in school, or again, this is a little more so than storyboards. Yeah. I mean, to tone that up. Valentine says, I will try not to impose on you for long, Reverend Sykes, and you'll always have my deepest gratitude. Without you, I don't even think that and then we see a cop here character. Wait, Valentine Jones, hold it up a minute. And then, what do you want now, Mallory? That's right. His Officer Mallory. To say how sorry you are? I am very sorry, Jones. Very sorry. The men responsible will be caught sooner or later. Sooner or later, that ain't what I want to hear, cop. If you and your blue-suited cronies had done your job. Valentine! Please, calm down. In your condition, you can't afford to get upset. No, Rev. You're wrong. I can't afford anything I want to, and I'm fed up with all the meaningless things people keep saying. I just want to go home alone. So, kind of a good setup here to a vigilante story. His mother was killed by some goons, and the cops didn't do their job.
Couldn't help.
Yep.
Mama died.
So, and then we're going to tie this up here with the Reverend. He's taking this mighty hard, Rex. So Rex Mallory is the name of the officer. Great name. And why not? He's all alone now. And he, like everyone else, thinks it's all the police's fault. And he may be right. I've chased that bunch of killers for months now, but I'll get him, preacher. I swear it. And now, for a sudden change of pace, mood, scene, and character, here's that same design.
Yeah, it's the logo.
Yeah, the Spearhead Comics logo. It is interesting and weird as a transitionary tool. But okay, so now we're going to go...
Well, it just feels like he had, if you zoom out,
yep,
like compositionally, it could just go to this huge panel, but he's like, well, I have a third panel here. What do I do with it?
Yeah.
And he did something kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, for sure. But then it's like, whoa, we're going from, the ghettos to outer space now, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
At long last, my seemingly endless journey nears its close. There is my destination, one I have come so very far to reach. Here I shall find the one I seek. Sweet.
Hell
Works
yeah.
for me. And then this is awesome. Here on planet Earth, my detection absorbers render my vessel invisible. Now I may view Earth's people at my own will. That's very Power Comics, I feel like. Some power tech.
Detection absorbers.
I know. They are indeed a varied race, these Earthmen, but the one I seek is nearest to the image of the royal people. I like this rendering here. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, what am I looking at? Like, this is someone,
What perspective is that?
What perspective is that? Is it like a montage of people, like, on top of people? I don't know. It's very weird. Oh, yeah. And then he says, of the royal people of Naita. And Naita is sort of the Wakanda, I guess, sort of, right? Planet-esque of this world.
The Black Utopia, yeah.
Yes, right. And it is he, none other that I must and shall find. The oracles were wise when proclaiming Earth a jewel of eternal beauty. So here's him now enjoying the sights of Earth. Him and his ship, which is awesome. Great ship. Great 1970 chunky ship. With its many varied climes. Do you think he means climates?
I think he means climate.
Yeah.
Might have
missed the
hip
T.
lingo back in the day.
Yeah. With its many varied climes. It seems more than sufficient for humankind and all its different customs. Yet they seem mesmerized by the vilest of all evils. The scourge of war, which of course,
amen, brother,
is a theme that he'll hit a little later on once he gets into the Naita backstory. Oh, and this page really got me excited. Just again, we're getting that hits of yellow there, which is just it really makes the art pop. I wish the whole book had that because it really would be something.
Yeah, it is interesting where he chooses to use it.
Yeah, I wonder because like part of like the framing of the panels on this page, like sometimes the panels are like misprinted to like the bottom of the page, And I kind of wonder if it was intended to be more of a fold out newspaper and then these copies are cut in a weird way or something.
Well, there is a copy online, CGC 5.5 or something that is so weird.
That's what I was saying. I've seen other editions of this book that are like that fold out newspaper version, and Jason Hamlin told me that people who have that edition of it, like you can't even read it without like I think the way it's like folded and then stapled. Like you have to unfold it and like break it from the staples in order to like see the full story, which is pretty like Power Comics move too. So anyway, okay. Soon I shall actually meet an Earthman. It should prove an interesting contact for us both. Bling. The Omniscan. That's a good name. It can only mean he is found at long last. Computer, speak of this matter. The Earthman you seek, sire, resides in the city directly below. Name him. Again, love this background. Totally works for me in the context of this book. Ooh, this is a good hand down here. I should copy that. It's great. That information not available. Identification possible only at close range, sire. Earthman bears the heart mark of Jom. Ooh. I love the heart mark of Jom, and you will too shortly. Then he must be found at once. To me, Servobot. That's a weird line. You have your instructions. Do not harm the Earther. I love Earther too. Bring him to me. It shall not be long. If he survives the trials to come, he shall receive the greatest gift of all time. Alas, he should not. He shall die. So it is written. So, awesome, right?
Yeah, dude. Great page.
Great page. So good. And we're about to see shortly some killer tech, coming up. And I also love to here's what hints at, like, if he were to be using the yellow color in the sort of more street, scenes, which I think works great. I love it. And then down to earth. I guess I got down wrong back there. Mallory's got it bad enough being black and a cop, but they should have done something by now. What will I do now? Pack my things and head up out of this town? But where to? I've lived here all my life, and now, without Mama, it just won't be the same. I've got to get away. Being a disc jockey will seem so empty. So, is that just a little exposition hint at what he does in town? He's a disc jockey? That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, I'm
soulless disc jockey.
Yeah. Yeah. And you gotta love this.
Great fence.
Great
fence.
Wood pattern. Anytime
just
we see
nerding out on that fence detail.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that. So great. I know. Tomorrow I'll go down to the station and tell him I'm going to... Oh, yeah. Down to the radio station. That's awesome. Huh? What in the... Earthman. I love this. It's great.
Right. I kind of can't tell what the hell's going on in that top left panel, though.
This one?
Like, yellow actually is very confusing. Is it a cab?
It's a cafe, I think. It's like outside of a restaurant.
Is that a sidewalk?
This looks like an awning here to me.
Is this a reflection in a puddle?
No.
Oh, it's an awning.
I think that's an awning, but I think it's like a, that's how I read it. I think this is supposed to say cafe here.
Weird. Oh, is that a
that's like trash can, and then there's a...
But on the other panel, is that a staff or a spear?
I think that's a parking
meter.
What
is that? God, I'm having a hard time.
I know. I think that's what that is. But now that you mention it, I don't fucking know what that is.
I don't know.
I love it though.
Well, he might have skipped parking meter class, but he definitely excelled in fence drawing class.
He did. He really did. Parking meter class. This is awesome too. Earthman, you will halt.
Oh, yeah.
Do not attempt to flee. I am the servobot of Oju. I love Oju too. Fuck, great name. Imperial messenger to the oracles of Naita. You, Earthman, will accompany me to the vessel of Oju. Go where with you? What's all this about? Enough banter. Time wastes. And then weak. And then they fly above the city. Again, really cut up screen tone. What's up with that, bro?
Pretty wild, yeah.
That is really...
I know, unnecessary.
It's like shattered screen tone. It's cool. High above the sprawling city zooms the giant robot with his unconscious prey. So he like smacks him and then takes him up.
I love this setup. In any Marvel movie or any movie now or comic, I should say, there's this huge dialogue between Servobot and him about what he's doing. In this, he's just like...
No explanation.
Him up and takes him against his will.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. We got no time to talk about any of this shit.
Just
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, for a first comic, again, I know if Ben were here, he would say this, that it's moving. This is
exactly
moving.
I don't need to, an argument here. I just...
Cool, cold open, sets the tone. We're right into the story. Okay, he lost his mom. Sets up the motivation. Now we're in space. Cool. This guy's got to find this guy. And then, boom, comes down. Now it's like hero's journey starts like on page 10. It's awesome. Or 8, actually. Great. So it's moving. All right, and then this is great. Oh man, this looks awesome. Love that. I love the way he draws the tech of the spaceship too, which we'll see a lot more of. Ooh,
what a cozy outfit.
I know. That looks really comfortable. Yeah, like one of those Snuggies. It's kind of snuggy. What happened to me? I feel like I've been torn apart atom by atom. Where am I? Rise, Earthling, and let your very fate be determined. Who are you? The questions are mine to ask. If you bear favor, you shall be enlightened. If you do not, what are you talking about? This, man of Earth, this. And is this him ripping his shirt off, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of it's a non-consensual stuff in this origin story. Beat up, kidnapped, shirt torn off his body. Yeah. But because he's exposing the
birthmark.
The mark, yeah.
The mark. But still, it's like the way it's drawn is confusing. I thought at first glance I thought it was like a fireball duel, of some kind.
Yeah.
But it works. You have to kind of like figure it out. But yeah, he says the heart mark of Jom. And then I love this. My birthmark, which you can't really see in this drawing either.
No.
And my one critique, if I were going through this, would be, let's give a close up of the birthmark, which we never get, out of this. Right. But still,
I can't tell what the birthmark is on his body. It could be his shoulder, his arm.
I know.
Mark.
I think it's like here, but it's.
I mean, it is. Oh yeah, we find it. A good benchmark of the power comic is you have to read a page and then go back to figure out what the hell is going on.
Look at the screen tone usage too. Really.
Whoa! I didn't even notice that.
Very tripped out. Yeah, cool. My birthmark? Come off it, baby. Shining people on just ain't your thing.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I don't know that term, but okay. Cool. This looks very 90s power to me.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right?
The brows.
The brows. Totally. Surely you will not jest in the wake of what I must tell you. Sit, my young one, and heed well of the words of Oju. Now, this is great, too. Another great origin comic issue should have a flashback that's narrated. Gotta have that. Check, This is great, nonetheless. My people are a mighty race. Ours is a vast and ancient civilization. We are called Nitanes. That's my guess. Nitanes. After our mother world. Yeah, after our mother world, Nita. No corner of space is foreign to us, nor is there any race whose power exceeds ours. And though once our very creed was power and raging destruction, we are warriors no more. Okay.
Now I will say, go back to that panel.
Yep.
Another trope benchmark of the power comic would be
power trope.
The power trope is the speech bubble goiter, where that could just be its own chunk of text. But,
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he ran out of space in some way and had to
or it's emphasis. It's emphasis, perhaps.
I know, but it's so
goiter. Again, cool gradient tone here.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. And then, yep. Indeed, our self-imposed racial duty is the prevention of armed conflict, and therein lies the basis of our meeting. And then I was
this panel's amazing.
It is amazing. I was reading a comic, a 60s Marvel comic. Someone will chime in the comments, where this trope of the guy narrating's little head is up in the corner. I love it too. Shout out to Tony Lorenz too. He uses that in like Savage World too.
I will say this is very Lorenzian.
It is, yeah,
and not just in crudeness like early Lorenz, but there's really good. It's someone who has a very clear artistic vision that might not be able to technically execute it, but this looks amazing.
It does, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's meant for us.
The same way Tony's work does, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's so imaginative, and I mean, it's world building. He's succeeding in building this world. And communicating it to us too. Like, I'm not lost. I'm not. I'm getting what he's putting down. But I do love this trope of the narrator face. Centuries of your centuries ago, our greatest explorer Jom came here and found life. It's awesome. I like how it looks like a skull too. It's kind of Castle Gray skull. It's cool. Here we go. The Earthman was primitive, but Jom remained here several of your years, enjoying the simple ways and teaching them, involving himself as it's a little tricky, as with the mate. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try this one more time. The Earthman was primitive, but Jom remained here several of your years, enjoying the simple ways and teaching them, involving himself, as with the mate their custom demanded he should take. Whoa. He became one of them. Okay, so he becomes a Nightane. He gloried in their intellectual potential, their very spirit, yet his joy was tempered by his knowledge that soon their slowly emerging aggressiveness would lead to war, an immutable law of the cosmos. I like that. And it came in the crudest form possible, but still it was undeniably war. And we're just seeing random screen tone here. I mean, just to kind of give it some...
I think that's kind of like a panic production. He's like, oh shit, that we're going to use this one as the production issue. I'm going to slap in some tone. But I like it. I do. I genuinely like it.
I wonder if that's what happened. And I like it too. It's so cool. It's great. I love summer in silhouette. It's just very just loose here in this flashback.
Summer in silhouette.
Summer in silhouette. Seeking desperately to avert the inevitable, he showed them films. I love that. Of other war-ravaged races. Thinking it was powerful magic, they tried to kill him. I love that. Somehow he was able to show them video footage or film footage, and they rejected it, thinking it was evil magic. Futilely, Jom left this planet, never to return, but his deathbed wishes were explicit. Watch over Earth until men achieved the mastery of atomics. So cool. And just like, what are we... Are these the films, or they must be? This is definitely the films, but then... Oh, this is a rocket. Yeah, of atomic
That's
energy.
the film. That's them attacking him. I think that's POV of him getting attacked, which is great.
Yeah.
And then that's him escaping.
Yeah, it
Those
could
are
be.
Great panels.
Or just showing that Earth has mastered a rocket, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I love that center panel, because that is like in a cave with, I think, like what I'm interpreting, like firelight reflecting off the cave walls. Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's really cool. It's perfect. Yeah, it's dope. And then this tech, like just the random Casio tech.
Yeah, that's Tony Tech right there.
Yeah. Yeah, Radio Shack vibes. Love it. If their endeavors were peaceful, we were only to watch. If not, click. Now this is crazy to me.
This is mental. This
is wild.
This is off the rails.
This is where it gets crazy. To use this, good God, what is it? The immortal heart of Jom. Gaze intently upon it. So this is just, I'm interpreting this as a heart in a paper bag.
Yeah, a big slimy heart in a bowl.
A bowl or a bed?
A bag? Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's freaking me out. It's like seems like a weird organ that's unlike our own, and just fucking what the fuck is this? You know? It's cool though. But I guess Jom is human, right? Isn't he human? Earthman. So it's a human heart.
He he mated with someone?
Yeah.
What was
but
that
it's his
run-on
heart.
sentence?
Yeah, I think he
know.
did. I think he mated with a Nightane. But this is his
No, he's a
human heart.
Nightane.
No, he's not. He's an Earthman.
Oh, he came from...
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He came to Earth, fucked a cave woman.
No, he came
put his
to
heart
Nightane.
in some goo.
The Earthman was primitive, but Jom remained here several of your years.
Yeah, but Jom is from...
Earth, right? Isn't he?
Just keep going.
Okay, I think he's from Earth, and then he came to Nightane and fucked one of the Nigtanes. That's what I... That's the way I read. No? It's the other way around?
Sound off in the comments. Is he from Nightane or is he from...
No, I think he's from Earth because he's showing them films. I don't know. I could be wrong. Didn't we just read it? Okay. All right. The immortal heart of Jom is here. Gaze intently upon it. Seriously, sound off in the comments of where Jom is from. It is
Hashtag is Jom Nightanian.
Yeah, why isn't it
Human
Nightanian? Why isn't it Nightanian? That's so much better than Nightane. It is either your salvation or your doom, and this is awesome.
Great
panel.
This is like most accomplished panel here.
This looks like Black Panther kind of. Now what? Some kind of gas? I'm going. I love that. I'm going. I love that. To the meta chamber, metal one. Out. Oh yeah, I'm going out. Okay, I see it there. Inform me of your progress. So this like weird gas device. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, he's holding it.
They beat him up. They kidnap him. They strip him.
They gas him. Yeah, I know. Look at this thing. Pretty cool. It's like a brass knuckle gasser. It's pretty cool.
Power weapon.
Oh, dude. Seriously. Okay, dude. This is my shit. Fuck. These three panels are my three favorite, I think. Love the way this is drawn. Just through and throughout. The way, the geography of this corridor. These dots up here. Just this down here. Like, what's that?
I love
the tone applied to it. Just, it's awesome.
Peripheral doodles. That's very power. Just like...
That's so good. So good.
Yeah.
Obediently, the gigantic servobot bears the Earthman's inert form away to what? Like the narrator doesn't even know. Yeah. And then, I mean, do I need to say more? Like,
the best.
So good. And then a sequence begins. Like, if this were a movie, like, you know, like it'd be like a sequencer hits right there as part of like the synth montage, you know?
Also very sensual pressing of that button.
Erogenous button. Totally. What's going on up here, man? Some like Steve Ditko kind of stuff going on up here. So cool. Love it. Really cool. Awesome.
Great page.
Oh, and some right on time yellow hits. like right on time. You know, strange machinery comes alive. Exotic patterns. That's cool. Something vital transpires. Just super cool little techno montage here. Love this. The dude rocking the console here. You know, fucking dope. This is incredible. I think this might be the centerfold, these two pages. And when I opened the comic for the first time, I was just like, saw those two pages and was like, holy shit. Actually, I think it was this page and the next one that I first opened to. This is incredible too here. This
zap.
The zap and his face here and just like, fuck. That's also awesome. Just wordless. Just, you know.
The servobot just getting to work.
Oh, yeah, it is the centerfold. You can see the staple right there. Yeah, I mean, because I was just like, dude, this is fucking awesome. Yeah, wordless, just fully going in on the emotion of this.
The temp, though, of his Why is it?
This, you mean? This looks like there's a tone
No,
over all this.
on the bed he's laying in has this. What is going on there?
They're putting the heart of Jom inside of him.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that is what's happening.
Mushing in Jom's heart, yeah.
But cool they put the tone on this whole inner thing here that he drew. That's really well done.
Yeah.
That's really well done. That's like pro right there.
He was definitely struggling on the right there with
like what's going on over here. Yeah. Probably why he did that.
Yeah, but it works. It was a smart move, but
totally works. Love it. Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Dude, yeah, this is the centerfold I saw, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So jealous of this style. It's just so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. Throughout, for Valentine Jones, time is nothing, is nothing, is nothing, is nothing. That's like my theory that this whole little montage, there is a song that's supposed to go with this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That like where these lyrics go like rhythmically to it. Love the pillow. Fuck. It's just everything about this. The chunky chin.
Did they put the heart in his head? Why is his head bandaged?
Maybe they altered his brain.
Gave him some hair plugs.
That's very funny. While elsewhere, sometime later, Master. That's so cool. And then this is the robot running towards them, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. How do you feel? I feel strange, different somehow. You maniac, what have you done to me? I've given you power exceeding your wildest imaginings. The heart of Jom now beats within your breast. I love that. Yeah, so now he's got the heart of Jom.
He's got Jom heart.
Jom heart. Whoa. But that's fantastic. Why? That's great. Actually. You are the last living descendant of Jom's mating with an earther. Okay. You're right.
Yeah, dude.
You're right.
You owe me an apology.
I'm sorry. Okay, so right. A earthling came to John or Natar. What's it called? Nathaniel. Yeah, and then yeah.
No, he's from
Nitane.
And he goes to Earth.
Right. Got it.
And
Sorry.
then starts hanging with cavemen and fingers one of them, and then at some point he dies and his heart goes into a Tupperware, and now it's in this guy.
A paper bag. Yeah, and that's, look, when you're reading this like on the air and you're looking at the art, sometimes you're not taking it in because you're like, it's a lot of brain power to decipher everything. All right, you're the last living, of Jom's mating with an earther. Jom's will is that you use the powers of the heart to aid all earth kind. Something I also read about this comic is that Larry was inspired by the first heart transplant, which was done just a few years prior to this. So that is
incredible
part of the inspiration.
I read that Larry went on to become the founder of Jamba Juice. And it used to just be
Jamba
Sorry,
Juice.
I'm out of here.
All right, yeah, get out of here. What's with these weird threads and my face? The raiment is indestructible. Your face is only a lifelike mask. It will conceal your own identity. All right, so they did some like facial operations on here.
So scary.
This is cool too. God, I feel like we've seen something similar to this. You know, nice. What
do you mean?
Butthole fixtures here. No, I feel like
sphincters.
We've seen a comic that really looks like this, like the tech of.
I'm telling you, this is some Lorenzian stuff here.
Yeah, it's so cool. God, so cool. I'm confused. Why would I want to hide my face? And what are these powers you rap so very freaky of? That's cool. It is the Oracle's wish. In time, its wisdom will become apparent. As for the powers, I can demonstrate better than describe. Come with me. A few ticks hence. Okay. I think that's a passage of time. This looks like some kind of arena. Why did we come up here? What's up? We are here to test the powers you now possess. On guard! Doubting Earthling, now comes an awesome trial. Then, so now we're getting looser here, but obviously you can tell what's going on.
I like it.
He's got a gauntlet ahead of him in terms of
he's
fighting.
Stripping down.
Fighting these folks here and learning his powers.
He's fighting
in real time.
He's fighting our guy.
Oh, he's fighting Oju. Yeah.
Oju, yeah.
Oju. Yeah. You possess great speed, fledgling, no matter. You cannot escape me for long. You must stand. Fight? I got eyes for something else right now, bro. Maintaining my one and only skull. Fight! Must be something to this power bag. I feel fast. So he discovers he has speed. And strong, like I could stomp this cat. Love it. But Oju proves more formidable than Jones had thought of him to be. Pow, bang. This cat is not to be taken lightly. So he falls down. This is great little... And we get some action here. I mean, we do get...
This is great action, dude.
Ebon in action. If he wants to pug, though, I feel like I could last a while. However, dig on this. What? It lifts him up. Tosses him. Great panel.
That's great.
Could have used a sound effect there, I think, but all good. You cannot defeat Oju with frivolous talk, Earther. If you think this is frivolous, then you must have wham, one boss constitution. Okay. Okay. Don't know what that means, really. I don't want to dampen your spirits, bad man, but we aren't going to get down. We are going to get down to it now. Oh, he's faster than I thought. Great fight scene. This panel is amazing. Sleeping Beauty. This is great. If you would win, Valiant One, concentrate deeply. Don't know what he means, but I've got to break this hold. Lights going out. Perfect. I mean, that really sells a guy being choked out. It's amazing. And like kind of a different face here too. I mean, something I'm noticing as I'm trying to experiment drawing my own comics, is and almost even cruder than this is the consistency of face is so hard.
It's the hardest. It's so hard.
Impossible.
You draw them 1 degree turned in any direction, it's a completely different face.
Yeah, totally.
Unless you give them like a very distinct thing,
Yes, which you should. Yeah. Getting wary, head throbbing, heart pounding.
Weak.
Getting weak. Sorry. God, how did I not see that? Jesus Christ. What's happening to me?
Dude.
Then I'm free. Now to move. Loose here.
Yeah, this
very
is
loose.
Very confusing.
Why it's like Lorenzian to me in another way, in terms of his early work, is this foreground silhouette, which is obviously a shortcut. God, look at all the taping of tones here. But like just to make that shape. But he would do that, a lot of the foreground silhouettes just as a shortcut for the person in front.
Yeah.
And here too. I mean,
this
is just
very striking.
This could be, I tried to draw this and did not succeed. And so then I'm just going to black it all out. It still will work.
Well, but there is something about, as we get further, darkness being his power source. True.
That's right. You're right. But as he leaps away, what? I'm flying. Good grief, I'm flying. That's kind of cool too. Like when he discovers this in real time. Up he soars, arms akimbo. This must be another of the powers. So cool. This whole vibe here. And then more hits of yellow on time. Oh, wee! This is a Stone Soul groove. I love that. And since old Slate Pate ain't up here, I guess I've got the upper hand. Oh, you know what this kind of reminds me of Power Comics 1. That's what it kind of reminds me of too. Now I know I can take this maniac. And while I can see perfectly in this darkness, so there's some dark area of this arena. You're right. And he's trying to sell the fact that he he will be able to see in darkness. Oju seems lost. Wow. So that's what that was. Oh, man. Money. Somehow in the dark, I'm even stronger than before, and I can fly. It must tie in some way. Which is like, what? Yeah, cool. If that's his power, like he draws power from the darkness, that would be fucking cool. One thing for sure, he's met his match. And this is, look at this. I wonder if that's a swipe from something. That's hard to draw.
Looks like it. That's a hard, yeah. Very fluid too.
Yeah. This ought to wrap it up right here. Whack. So cool. Great. I love the hits at yellow. I wish it were all over this. I really do. I think it would just fucking be like in here. It'd be awesome. Enough, Ebon. Or enough, Ebon won. Enough. You fought well, like a true prince of Naita. Amazing. You have met the test and emerged victorious. Now you are ready for the trials that lie ahead. I must now return to beloved Naita. But you cannot cut out now, Oju. There's quite a bit of heavy rapping we got to do first, man. I love that. Well, looks like the screen tone got caught a little bit there. Wrinkles. God, just the cutting of the tone is awesome.
Or he used wrinkle tone.
You will learn more in time. Now I must depart. My mission is ended, and mine has just begun. I guess I'll have to dig it. Shortly, a true boss dude. Little on the strange side, but he's together. I love that. I think he's really done something for me. What was it he called me? Oh yeah, Ebon. That's it. Ebon. It's for real. But now there's a little thing I'm going to do myself, and nothing is even going to come close to stopping Ebon. And that's the end. And of course, we assume he's probably going to go avenge the death of his mother. But that is the cliffhanger ending. And of course, awesome that we see the ad here for the San Francisco comic book. Fucking cool. I wonder who drew that. It's amazing. Super cool. And then
I have both of these.
Oh yeah.
These are great.
Classics.
Rory Hayes.
Yeah, that's right. There he is. That's right. And this one, of course. Is that who did that? Oh, Lynch, right. You see like the Wolverton kind of influence. Remember the good old days when all those great comics were being published? And yeah, just more ads. And then the back cover is a Ebon style ad for Gary Arlington's comic book store, which is awesome. 23rd mission, so dude. Cool. 23rd mission. Fuck. We used to live in the Bay Area, so we know exactly where that is.
Now it's a sweet green.
Sweet green. Totally. Oh, man. So there you go.
Great ad. Love that.
That's it.
Oh, so good.
I loved it. I mean, it reads super well for, an origin issue. The art is on fire in the power comic, realm. Love the look and feel of it. It has a mood. And it's just badass, man. It's too bad there was only one, because I could definitely see as he would have gone on, he definitely would have improved. And I know he's done other things too. I think Larry Fuller has done, he did other stuff for like Last Gasp, which I want to get a hold of. He did some H.P. Lovecraft thing, which I really want to see. Like, whoa. I got to check and see if that's in one of the skulls I have or something. I got to look, but he's done other stuff and I got to track it down. But this being obviously his first. And look, this even has the date of 1969. So this could have been drawn in 69.
He was in his
here.
Early 20s, early to mid 20s, maybe.
Yeah. He probably like was, yeah. I mean, I think he was born, I know he was born in the 50s. So he could be
he
younger.
Was?
Okay. I think so. Yeah. Or he grew up in the early 50s. So he could be like 20. Yeah. He could be like 20, 21 here. So,
So cool, dude.
Incredible. And really
Great
cool
find.
that this is, that this is, so valuable, just there you go. It's good without the glare, but yeah, I mean, really cool. Sad I'm going to have to give this back because I really want an issue. And remember last time, Jason Hamlin was actually the guy that loaned me the Power Comics one before I owned my own copy. So before I had my own copy,
I didn't know you got one.
I do. I have one.
Dirty dog.
I know. I have one. I'm very lucky to have one. But he saw the video we did on Power Comics 1 with his copy saying I'd have to give it back. And he's like, dude, you almost made me just give it to you, man. But I couldn't, because, collectors are, protective of shit like this. So, Jason, don't worry. I'm going to give this back to you, even though it's worth probably like, I don't know, what, $2,000 or something now? It's fucking crazy.
But I really love it so much.
I do.
Jason.
I really do. All right. Well, that was fun. That was kind of like,
That was great, dude.
We never left. There's definitely
good. We're coming back into it.
Totally.
Good little aperitif there.
Totally. It's great. Felt great. Like a duck to water coming back here to this. I definitely want to get into doing more vids. I know Ben was going to come on and do a video with us. We want to start making our way through the New York City Outlaws series because, we just published the freaking book, which is available now on floatingworldcomics.com. And there's another comic I want to do soon, Gabe, too, if you got time. When we went to Bill W. Miller's house and he had that crazy, it was a Xerox pages of a submission that Bill W. Miller got for Mature Magic Publications, an unpublished, one of one submission, and it looked fucking awesome. So I want to look at that. So we got some stuff to look at, and I got one more thing to show you real quick. I don't know if you saw my unboxing video I did the other day. But
no, I didn't. Show me.
I did a little unboxing video. I sent in.
Are these graded Power Comics?
Yes, I sent in 5 Power Comics to get graded. I had a really high grade John Tar that I sent in because I currently have an 8.5 graded John Tar #1, and I had a specimen that I felt could grade higher than that. So I was like really fucking stoked that this could be like, a 9.0 or something. I submitted it. I unboxed the video. You can watch it now on this YouTube channel. And it got an 8.5. So I was bummed that I have 2 8.5s. And then I'm looking, and some asshole has been sending in John Tars to get graded. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I noticed that there is a 9.2 copy of John Tar 1 on the CGC census. And I was like, fuck. That's like the goal, the benchmark. You got to get that 9.2. So as soon as I published the video, my friend Sean was watching the video and decided to go to eBay to search John Tar. And you'll never guess, the man with the 9.2 posted it on eBay. So my friend Sean bought this for me on eBay and sent it to me. What a friend. So now,
what a guy.
Now I have the highest graded copy of John Tar in existence.
Beautiful.
A 9.2.
Do you want to say how much it went for or no? Was that
I think it was like $300.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And,
9.2.
9.2.
Wow. Sean.
9.2. Sean's a good buddy. I sent him some Power Swag as trade. I sent him one of the 8.5s and I sent him some other shit. But, dude, to have the highest graded, no rust on the staples. We all know that's fucking hard to get.
Who sent it in?
I don't know.
Who else is grading Power
I don't know.
Comics?
Oh, get this. Our friend at Comic Clear, the Comic Clear Supplies, shout out. If you like clear comic backing boards, he's a good dude. He is sitting on about 30 copies of John Tar #1 that he's collected over the last several years. And he's going to be at Baltimore Con in a couple weeks. I'll be there too in a couple weeks. And he's going to drop off a bunch to get graded. So,
oh my God. He's got a 9.8.
If he does,
I think, as well.
If he does, there's going to be some problems. But this is the benchmark to beat now, is you got to beat the 9.2. If you want to take it down as the highest graded copy. So far, this is the highest.
Unreal.
So anyway, all right.
Amazing. That is incredible.
So nerdy, so dorky, but all right, let's get the fuck out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning into this. We'll do these some more frequently, of course, than we have been. And I want to get into the New York City Outlaws series. We haven't done like deep dives on those yet. I really want to do that.
Yeah, bro. I have it by my bedside. I've been reading it.
So great.
It's incredible.
So amazing. And we're also going to get into some of the other weird stuff that we have. We've been sitting on like this. I've been sitting on this for like 2 years. So.
Oh yeah. We have so many we haven't done yet.
I know. We have
that are good.
They are good. Yeah.
We're dumb.
we suck. All right, everybody.
It's bad. All right. Love you guys.
Thanks so much. Love you. Take care. So
Bye,
long.
Heavy.
Bye.